Hello, and thank you for partnering with the Wichita State University Molecular Diagnostics Laboratory. In this training, we will show clients how to use our new Test Directly portal. You will receive your login credentials after completing the user assessment quiz referenced in your email. You will need to view all 4 training videos before completing the assessment. This is the view for the main contact and users with admin access. Collectors who do not need to view results have a few less options that I will show later. When you log in, you should see your organization name in the top left corner with tabs for creating a new order, queues, searching, and an admin section. Let's start with how to enter a new order. The campaign and physician should be auto-filled. If you are a healthcare facility, you should see your ordering physician's name listed. Next, scan the barcode from your sample tube and select the test your patient is taking. If your organization only does saliva testing, this test section should be grayed out with no other option available. If you are a healthcare facility, you will select which test is needed. RIC or RIC tests are swabs that target RSV and influenza as well as COVID. Oropharyngeal is for swabbing the back of the throat. Nasopharyngeal is for swabbing the back of the nasal cavity. Now we will enter the patient information. The division will be auto-filled, and you have the option to select your patient type, whether that patient is an employee of your organization or a non-employee. For a new patient, you can skip the patient search. We will talk more about that in a minute. The ID and group will always be left blank. You will enter the phone number and email and all other patient information. It is important to note that the phone number and email are how patients receive their results. This is a change from our previous portal. Patients have the option to set up an account still, but they will also be able to receive results through a link in their email. Watch our training video on results for more information on the patient access. If the phone number and email are left blank, the patient will have to get results from you or by calling MDL. It is important that both are completed, or at a minimum the email, so that the patient has access to their results. For patients to receive the results through their phone number, they will need to have the box checked to allow for text messages. If the patient has previously tested within the organization, their name should be searchable. After selecting their patient type, start to type in their name, and their information should autofill. This patient does not have a phone number listed, so I would check with that patient if they want faster results through their phone number. Another advantage of the Test Directly portal is that it will cross-reference email addresses and phone numbers with all patient records from any organization. When I entered the email address, it matched to a record within this organization. I can select that record and have all their information autofilled. In this case, it asked about an existing order. This happens when you've previously started an order that you did not complete or submit. In this case, I'm just going to cancel that previous order. And I notice that patient's information autofilled just by matching up the phone number. There's one additional cross-reference situation. It is possible that a phone number or email will match a record outside your organization. For example, if they have tested with a community partner, our lab, or a previous employer. To verify the record, you will need to be in communication with the patient. This is an example of a phone number matching another record. If I wanted to verify that patient, I do need to be in contact with them. Once I request a code by phone, they will receive a text message and need to give that confirmation code back to me. If it was the email that was matched, then the code will be sent to their email. Once the patient shares the code with you, it will then ask you to verify their date of birth and zip code to ensure that you have the correct person. After verifying the patient, their order will also autofill with any of their demographic information. As you can see, there are multiple ways to connect patients with their existing records. Please remember they will need to have a phone number with the box checked and an email for the patient to receive their results. The email must be listed for the opportunity for them to create an account. If the phone and email are both left blank, the patient will have to get results from you or by calling MDL. It is your responsibility to help make sure that the patient has access. For this order, we are going to proceed with a patient who is taking a saliva test and is an employee of our organization. Their name is searchable since they have tested before. There is a phone number listed and the box is already checked. I notice there's not an email, so I might confirm with that patient whether they also want to receive results through their email. All other information is auto-filled. For a new patient, this would need added manually. For facility address, this should always be left unchecked. Please do not complete that. Under payment source, the only listing is state funding, and it will be auto-filled. No action is needed here. With order information, you can verify the barcode. You will need to verify the barcode by scanning it again. Then ask the patient about their symptoms. You can select as many that apply. Verify whether they've had the COVID vaccine recently, as well as any other information listed. When you are finished, select Save. If you've missed any required information or if there's a barcode error, you will be prompted and can make that correction. Barcode messages that may come up include barcodes that don't match, having a barcode that is incomplete, or a barcode that has already been used on a previous order. Once the order is saved, the patient will immediately receive a confirmation and a copy of their order. However, our lab does not have access to it yet. The order is now in your unreleased queue, which is like a draft. To send this order to our lab, you will need to navigate to the queue tab on the left and select Unreleased. Any tests that have been saved but not released to our lab will be listed. You can still edit the requisition as needed in this stage. This can be beneficial if the patient has changed their type of test or if a new barcode is needed. If you decide not to proceed with the test, you can remove it from the unreleased queue. There is no need to contact the lab, but you will need to dispose of the sample tube with that barcode. Because collected samples are considered Category B substances, dispose any collected samples at our lab or with other biohazard waste. Do not discard it into the trash. When you are ready to submit to the lab, verify the matching barcode in the external barcode column. This should match the order on your form and the barcode that you are handing to the patient. Once you have verified that barcode, you can release selected. The time that you release will be the collected time on the patient's report, so it is important to do so as close to collection time as possible. This will move the order to the Processing tab. Under Processing, you can see tests that have been ordered. This order is now visible to MDL. Our lab is either waiting on the sample or has received the sample and is processing the test. Once processing is completed, the order will move to the completed queue. This queue is only available to the main contact and any admin. Their results are available at a glance for any saliva testing. Any RIC or swab tests will need to be clicked on to see the individual results of each of those targets. Another option on the admin user account includes a search for patients or orders. This can be used to help update records or view results. Collectors will be able to search for patients, but not for orders. Another feature on the main contact and admin accounts includes a self-registration link for employees and non-employees. This allows patients to create an account linked to your organization so they become searchable when creating an order. Finally, let's view what the collector account looks like. There is still the option to create new orders, view the unreleased orders, and release them, view orders that are processing, and use the patient search. It is much of the same access, just without any report viewing options. Thank you again for partnering with the MDL and for your patience as we are navigating the updated Test Directly portal. Please watch the other training videos for any other updates. If you have questions, please reach out. We are always happy to help.